In the 1950s, the Strategic Air Command was primarily focused on speed. It was all about being able to deliver a hydrogen bomb to any location in the Soviet Union within just a few hours. Speed was crucial because it allowed bombers to fly so fast that enemy defenses couldn't track them, and enemy fighters wouldn't have enough time to take off and intercept them. More importantly, speed meant being able to take off quickly and be ready to strike back if the enemy launched a surprise attack. The Strategic Air Command's goal was a Mach 3 bomber that could fly at 70,000 feet, an aircraft so fast and high-flying that Soviet missiles and fighters couldn't touch it. This dream machine, the B-70, was designed to be untouchable, but bringing it to life was a huge challenge. It pushed aviation technology to the limit and became a hotly debated topic, especially in Congress. Because the B-70 was a long way from being ready, a series of interim bombers filled the gap. The B-36 was a stopgap until a jet-powered bomber could be introduced. Then came the B-47, which served as a temporary solution until a true heavy bomber, the B-52, was developed. Even the B-52 itself was originally considered a temporary measure until the B-70 was ready for service. One of these interim solutions was a Mach 2 medium bomber. Unlike the Mach 3 B-70, which required entirely new technology, a Mach 2 bomber could be built using mostly existing parts. This led to the development of the B-58, a project designed to bridge the gap while the B-70 was still in the works. The idea was simple: a bomber that could carry a single atomic bomb deep into the Soviet Union and return to base. The power for this mission came from the GE-J-79 engine. To carry the bomb, the aircraft needed to be about 60 feet wide and 90 feet long. Moving an airframe of that size required 4 J-79 engines. For supersonic speeds, it needed a delta-shaped wing. However, there was a major problem. The resulting aircraft was too large and consumed too much fuel, limiting its combat range. The breakthrough came when engineers decided to split the aircraft into two sections. The main plane carried the 3 crew members, engines, systems, and just enough fuel for the return flight. Attached beneath it was a mission pod, which held the atomic bomb and the fuel needed for the trip to the target. Once the bomb was dropped, the entire mission pod was discarded, leaving a smaller, lighter aircraft for the journey home, one that was already fully fueled. By adding in-flight refueling after takeoff, the bomber's combat range expanded to an impressive 5,000 miles. The B-58 Hustler entered service around 1960 and remained active for a decade. A total of 118 were built at a total cost of $3 billion, making each aircraft essentially worth more than its weight in gold. While it was an impressive machine, the Hustler had its challenges, including a weak nose gear and several crashes due to loss of control. It also faced opposition from critics. Ultimately, the rise of intercontinental ballistic missiles made its primary mission obsolete, and the Hustler wasn't suited for low-altitude penetration missions. By 1970, it was nearly gone, with only 8 surviving today.